So at every point of knowledge, at every point or at every level you are in the tech space, you could easily share knowledge to a demographic of people who find your content interesting, who will learn from them, and all of that. I remember holding my first 2019 class and said introduction to front-end web development, and I had some people sign up for that class and learned with me. I taught them how to basically write code from your mobile phone, how to use Handwriter, how to build an app from your mobile phone, a web application, and all of that. So you could basically share knowledge from every stage you are at. Hey guys, welcome to a new video for my YouTube. If you are not subscribed to my channel and you've not liked this video, give this a smash, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on my social media platforms. Let's talk about how you're not too beginner level or you're not too expatriate to share knowledge and to help people grow in the community. As people in the tech space, I've always tried to mention it to people who message me like, oh, they want to get started, or they've got it started for some months, they want to get visibility, how do I go to get my first role, and all of those kind of questions. And then I ask them to, hey, start putting yourself out there. It might not be really paying you at first, but it's still good to share knowledge to the community. You grew, and basically how you grow in the tech space many times is, even if you call yourself self-taught or something, you're not necessarily self-taught because you didn't have the traditional classes where people, you sat in a classroom or sat in a boot camp and then people taught you, but you still learned from other people's resources online. You ran into issues and you made research about those issues and you found solutions and you continued. So you're not self-taught in that sense. You were taught by many people, and many of these people you don't even know them. So as early as you can, why don't you try giving back to the community? Why don't you try teaching other people? Why don't you try writing simple blog posts? At the end of the day, you're doing two things for yourself. Number one, you're helping the next person coming up to also find resources to learn. And I've seen that many resources, many things I did when I was basically a beginner getting started in this thing, people found it more relatable, especially beginners like me, people who, have just passed the stage they were at. They found it more relatable because I just came from there directly and I was able to explain things exactly the way it was touching their pain points. So at every point of knowledge, at every point or at every level you are in the tech space, you could easily share knowledge to a demographic of people who find your content interesting, who will learn from them, and all of that. The second thing I saw that creating content for me was, I started creating tech content, or like organizing classes, tutorials, and teaching basically software engineering, lessons in software engineering from, say, 2019. I remember holding my first 2019 class and said introduction to front-end web development, and I had some people sign up for that class and learned with me. I taught them how to basically write code from your mobile phone, how to use Handwriter, how to build an app from your mobile phone, a web application, and all of that. So you could basically share knowledge from every stage you are at. One thing I saw that I did for me, as I was saying, was that it made me noticeable to people as an expert in the field. So because I teach people, I try to help people come up and all of that, I get messages many times from different people who maybe want to learn from me or have a job proposition for me or want me to be part of their startup, the next billion-dollar idea that exists out there. But one thing was consistent for me, one thing was always happening. People perceived me more as an expert because I continued sharing my knowledge to other people. So I was not only helping other people, but I was creating opportunities for myself also. I still share content till today, and I still get a lot of messages, and many of the encouraging messages aren't even, hey, we want to give you a job here, but her message is from genuine people who have read your article, who have watched your videos, and they're like, this helped me. I remember in 2019 I built a calculator. I did a tutorial, an article where I built a calculator, and then I posted it on my blog. And I had people go to read that article And let's say like 6 months after writing it, 1 year after writing it, this was, let's say, 2020, ending of 2019, I was getting messages from people like, hey, I read your tutorial on how to build a calculator, and it really helped me. I built one, and like 2 people sent me, like screenshots of the one they built. Other people told me that they've read it and all of that, and it was sort of an encouraging thing for me. So I'm not just creating content, but I'm creating content that I'm seeing that it's helping people grow. That's one thing about me. That's one thing that drives me. I want to help people grow. I want to see that people succeed. I want to see that people learn. And I often believe sometimes that if people are left more confused from your tutorial than how they were before your tutorial, then you probably did something wrong. But I also know that many times to understand something, you have to watch it over and over and over and over again to understand it. So share content, and the initial thing people get worried about or people get discouraged by is, I don't have any views, I have no views, like no one is watching. Even as little as I was back then and as little as I am right now, I still get people who read my stuff or who watch my stuff, and these people tell me about the exciting things they've learned from them, the things they've been able to achieve through doing it. So at every point you're at every stage you're at, always remember that creating this content is not just helping yourself, but you're helping other people also. Yeah, that's basically what I want to talk about. So from any topic, from any niche, from any area in tech, just create content from any area in tech. Create something that would help people, right? You could choose a niche that you are specialized in at the moment. Choose a niche that you're specialized in at the moment. If you're doing front end, if you're doing Python, if you're doing data science, if you're doing back end, if you're doing machine learning, if you're a Web3 engineer, every part of tech is important to have stuff going in that area that you're at. And one of the main things I've seen many people talk about when I say, hey, why haven't you started writing an article? And no, I'm not saying everyone should start writing an article. There are different ways of creating content. It could be through organizing live classes, it could be an article, it could be speaking at events, it could even be making packages that help people in their code life, and many other instances of contributing out there to the public through open source and all of that. So one of the main things I've heard, one of the main objections is how, I'm not expert enough, I don't know what to write in my content, or I don't know what I can write about that I'm an expert in at the moment. And funny enough, you do not have to be an expert before you write something about a subject matter. One of the things about technical writing, or one of the things about making videos and all these things, is that on one end, you're helping people. On the other end, you're helping yourself because other people view you as an expert. Then on the other end again, you're still helping yourself because many times it's not like the topic we write about, we know everything about it from the start. That's why there's a lot of work in content creation, because you go out of your way to make research, to learn something better, because you want to teach it to people. So you're not basically the biggest person in the industry, and you should always acknowledge that no matter how big you think someone is in the industry, there's almost always someone bigger than that person. So even at your stage, there's someone bigger than you. The person you're looking at as an expert, there's someone who knows more than the person, and that is why it's an ecosystem, because everyone is depending on everyone to survive. Your content could serve a certain group of people, another person's content could serve a certain group of people, and all of that. You'll be thinking that a field is oversaturated with content. Maybe there are too much content on how to initialize a project in HTML, until you write one in 2021, or until you make a video about starting a new web development process with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and you still see tons of people who tell you, thank you for your amazing content, it really helped me to get started. At every point, at every area you feel that is oversaturated at the moment, there are often people we are like 8 billion people in this world, and how many of these people are in tech? So there's always someone to be helped. There's always a certain group of people your content could appeal to. So just learn to create content. Just learn to see yourself in a place where you want to help others, you want to put yourself out there, you want to expand your knowledge by focusing your time on writing something or doing something or creating something or making a tutorial, or building something out. That's basically it for this video. I'll be dropping exciting content moving forward, and I've also dropped some things. I just released an article today. I hope I bring out this video today. And I released a video a few days ago on Context API, I guess. So check that out. I'll be releasing more stuff, and probably tomorrow I'll have a package I'm releasing. I should. So let's see how that goes, and like, share and subscribe. Follow me, turn up the notification bell to see more of my content, and I'll see you next time. Bye.